If this is your first Q&A session that you're attending with ScaledOn, they're pretty casual sessions. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You can either save them till the end and we have a dedicated Q&A time then, or if you just want to ask at the time, that's also cool. So feel free to use this session as you wish. The 5 recommendations that Meta had for Q3 and beyond is firstly, using AI to improve performance. So we'll be digging a bit deeper into Advantage Plus campaigns, then go all in on short form video. So think Instagram Reels, and they're pushing more and more into that sort of short form content. Business messaging, so that's communicating with your customers directly on the platform. Exploring threads, which I know I'm pretty slow to use. You can put in the chat if you use threads. If the chat is empty right now, then I'm going to assume that no one's using threads. But as Meta usually does, once they push something, they'll continue to push it until it works. So I feel like that could be a hot section for Q3 and beyond. And then the 5th recommendation is working with creators. I'm joined by my colleague, Rika. She is our senior PPC specialist here at ScaledOn. She has a lot of great big agency experience working with clients from the US, Australia, Europe, and beyond. My background is in e-commerce. I manage my own e-commerce brand myself. Then I was lucky enough to join the team here at ScaledOn at the head of the media department. What sets us apart? We really break it into 4 pillars. Technology, entrepreneurs at heart. Like I said, I have my own business. A lot of the team have their own side hustles as well. And we really believe that it truly benefits our clients being able to relate to them on a different level. We're a team you can trust, and we have the expertise. So we're top 2% digital e-commerce experts dedicated to scaling businesses just like yours. Now, the first point, so using AI to improve performance. Tools like Advantage Plus are the key for scaling efficiently. I know when there were a lot of skeptics when Advantage Plus campaigns first came out. But what we're seeing across our clients, and I'm seeing personally as well, we're seeing a lot of budget spend push more and more into those types of campaigns. Meta's goal with those campaigns to fully automate ad creation using AI. And what that usually means is it streamlines campaign creation and often improves the ROAS as well. There's a lot of tools when you go into Advantage Plus shopping campaigns and you're actually creating the ads that you'll see. I think there's about like 10 to 14 different AI tools with ad creation. Some of them are automatically applied. You can switch them off. And then there are some that you can switch on that aren't applied. There are some new tools, text to image, background generation. So you might not be happy with the background of your image, and it will replace it with what it thinks will get the best click-through rate and engagement. Video from images, going to touch in the next point about short-form video. So this also helps when you upload an image, it can transform, add a bit of movement to transform it into a video. And then also the smart copy. So it'll use like the URL that you provide it and try and find out what's the best combination to, again, bring in the engagement. A lot of skeptics of Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, and we've had clients who haven't wanted to use this type of campaign in the past because they're really concerned about their branding and not leaving something up to AI to potentially push something that really isn't aligned with their brand values. Now, Meta's response to that is adding in features where you can add in your fonts, your colors, your logos, and then it will stick to those sort of set of rules. So Meta's always going to listen to the advertisers. Well, I'd like to think so, and then have a response. And I think in this case, it has really helped a lot of advertisers that were skeptics actually start to use these campaigns. And look, the performance is speaking for itself. The second point the Meta is pushing the advertisers to start to do is going all in on short form video. Reels remain the go-to format for reach and engagement, and Meta is pushing it more and more. So they're saying that it's the future. All Facebook videos will start to become Reels, that short form content. I don't know if it's our attention spans are getting more and more limited, but short form video is king. Time spent on video is up 36% year over year. And we're also seeing the volume as well compared to static imagery going up and matching that 36%. There's more and more new ad formats as well. So Reels, trending ads, video expansion, cross-platform Reels, Reel promotion. So there's more and more different placements that we're seeing, and that's only going to grow as Meta is pushing more and more businesses to use short form video. I'll let Rika give the last few points as well. Again, if you have any questions throughout, let us know and we can either answer them during or afterwards.
Also, if you want to comment on the live, what is your favorite feature if you have tried any from the AI tools on Meta? So the third point is Meta's social e-commerce ecosystem. So all of the social platforms are moving towards an end-to-end commerce tool, mainly because people don't want to go to the website and do their purchases there anymore. And also brands that really want to lock in a user better adapt to have all of the checkouts basically on the platform itself. So clear examples are the new Instagram checkout, the Facebook shops, and the Pinterest product pins. These basically work from the website. You can upload the feed from there, and you can make the purchase directly there. Other direct customer re-engagement is through Messenger. Now you have the possibility to send direct messages that are customized for the users, basically. Other great opportunity is AI chatbots. There are nearly 1 billion users that are interacting with Meta AI chats, and it is really future-proof, basically, to include AI product recommendations and ads in this one.
Yeah, and if you have any other platforms that you're using for shopping without leaving the platform, let us know. I know that like TikTok Shop is another big one that people are using, and I think that's really Meta's response as well. They're finding that people they're addicted to certain platforms, and then they're not wanting to leave once they've got that screen in front of their face. So I think it's a great response. But I'd love to hear if there are any other platforms that we sort of missed. And then we'll go look into those deeper.
Yes. The last point to the previous topic is that it also connects to the people's attention span, that through this direct messaging, basically you can decrease the number or the volume of people abandoning the carts. So early results show around 3 times better for this one. Tim already mentioned the threads in the introduction. It is a new seamless integration of the Meta platform. It is very low effort because automatically when you are uploading a new campaign, you are already basically going to publish on threads as well as placements. You can obviously opt out, but currently the early adopters see a very, very strong click-through rate and also engagement. And because it is very new, there is low competition and higher visibility there. So there is not so much ad clutter.
Yeah, I think Threads is an interesting one. Like I remember when I woke up and it was like they were really pushing Threads and everyone was sort of racing to set up their accounts on Threads because you would be able to see, like if you're one of the early adopters, because everyone sort of knows once something comes out, it's only a matter of time before it takes off. I still haven't seen it take off yet personally and across our clients. But if you're having success on Threads, if you're finding that you're using Threads in your personal life, let us know. I haven't come across many people yet, but this is what Meta is pushing for Q3 and is recommending businesses to do so. So look, it might be a bit of a bust, but this is what they're recommending.
Yes. And also because when you are scrolling through Meta or Instagram and you are seeing the Threads post, you are not able to read them through if you are not connected. So definitely it's a push also for users to subscribe. And this way also it is boosting the uniqueness of Threads. So definitely something to try out for
I've been noticing like there's a bit of clickbait as well. Like
yes,
the algorithm's feeding you just little snippets of things that you do find interesting. You go to click, and if you don't have an account, then you're out of luck.
Yes, and another great feature of that is that in the bios now you can add up to 5 links through your e-commerce website, anything. So brands or UGC content creators are a great way to utilize basically the platform. And connected to this, working with creators and influencers are driving more than awareness. They are really helping to convert for small to big businesses as well. For the Generation Z, 80% trust influencers more than celebrities because they share more authentic, more relatable stories and usually products that they are using throughout months or years, and then they are only doing a product recommendation on this. So definitely coming from micro to macro influencers, it's worth trying to advertise with them. Also, the tech-savvy Gen Z audience is actively using AI tools for content engagement, and this also shows how early adopters they are. And lastly, for the brands, there is an Instagram creator marketplace where, based on how culturally they fit into your brand or identity, you can find relevant creators.
Yeah, I think Gen Z is still unknown for so many brands. People are trying to tap in to that audience. I think what I've seen across our clients so far and what is resonating with Gen Z the most is when I know there's a sense of honesty coming through with the messaging, and just like what you said with authenticity is key, and then pushing towards influencers that they trust rather than celebrities, because they know that celebrities are sometimes just focused on pushing whatever they're told to from their management.
Yeah, they don't want hidden product sales or anything. They want raw content that the influencers are putting out there. Yes, I got gifted this, I'm using it, and trust me, it works. So
yeah, and I think like I saw something that it was a stat, and it was in the US, and it was something like 1 in every 5, like it was something ridiculous. It was like 1 in every 5 people, Gen Z, are influencers, like recognize themselves as being influencers. So there are people out there. It's just you need to be doing your research and making sure that like the influencers that you're pairing with also align with your brand and your brand values.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think influencers start to count from 10,000 followers and up. And I've seen a lot of brands in the past, when I was working with other agencies as well, that some brands are utilizing several smaller creators, and they are trying different audiences basically through that. So they are using or they are hiring moms or families or singles, ladies or men, and they are trying out several different influencer categories, and they are basically working with them later on if they find the right balance.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not all about like, look, spending $5,000 on an influencer that has this massive following. That might just be $5,000 of wasted money if it doesn't align with your brand. And I've seen that personally with my own business, which is focused on pet products. We're sort of in a sweet spot where people like posting photos of their dogs, and it's quite an aesthetic brand. So we're able to gift in return for content, and finding that sweet spot of around 10K to 20K, it means we don't need to invest too much because we're still quite concerned and try to manage our cash flow the best that we can. So we can focus on that whilst also getting the content, and their audiences are quite aligned because they're wanting to push pet imagery. So it's a similar thing across other industries. We've found that clients in the automotive industry, influencers work really well, and creators. So I think there's an opportunity there for a lot of industries. It's just finding the right people for your brand.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, that's our points. We ran through Meta's recommendations on how to set yourself up the best for Q3. Now, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll go through them and we'll answer away. And also, like, if anyone doesn't have a question or more of a statement, like it might be something that you would like us to cover on our next topic, also let us know. Like I said, these are pretty casual sessions that we have. We have them every couple of weeks. And at ScaledOn, we have 3 departments. So we've got Amazon, media, and SEO. And we usually just switch up every couple of weeks on different service levels. So next fortnight, we'll be on the SEO Q&A session. So if you have any burning SEO questions or you just want to come along and learn a little bit, feel free to.
So we received our first question from Bogdan. What is the minimum daily budget recommended for an Advantage Plus campaign? Since Advantage Plus is directed towards a very large audience, however, after the initial learning phase, it starts to find the right signals, and then it is adopting to that, and then we'll start to connect to people who are similar to the first initial good results. I would say that whatever budget you have for your business is enough. So even with a smaller budget, it's worth investing into Advantage Plus. The minimum recommendation from my side would be $15, I would say, on a daily basis, and obviously not just leaning on the Advantage Plus, but that would be more of an awareness budget for any business.
Yeah, look, I completely agree with you there, Rika. I think just getting your foot in the door and testing a new campaign, I would say that $15, $20 mark. And then just keeping an eye out for opportunities to grow that budget. I've found personally in running Advantage Plus that it has performed better for me when I have had that higher budget. I feel like it speeds up that learning phase, and it's just there's more data, there's more conversions running through that campaign, giving it the opportunity to learn at the fastest rate and optimize more efficiently. And then just having other campaigns to support that. So since launching Advantage Plus, I've also seen the performance on my retargeting campaign also improve just through, it's filling the funnel up. And the top of the funnel just seems to be a better, more accurate group of people that then once I retarget to, they've been able to convert at a lower cost. So I would say getting your foot in the door, $15, $20.
We also received one question from Lera. Is there any transparency into how Advantage Plus allocates budget and audience targeting? In our campaigns, we noticed that some audience is outside of the target area. It's a very good question. Related to out of target area, I'm not sure if you mean the audiences were something like some people that you didn't want it to target, for example, age or location, or it was more in depth, but I will try to answer to all of them. Also in Advantage Plus, there is a way to give signals where you can still add some limitations to the campaign. So, for example, there are some brands who don't want to target very young audiences or the opposite. And there is a way in the settings to give that basically small piece of restriction to the campaign. It is the same with the locations that if there is a definite no-go, then obviously it goes against like Advantage Plus like basic settings, but there is a way to give smaller signals to the campaign where not to really target.
Yeah, I think there'll be
I agree. And I'm not sure if everything is okay on the live because I see some technical difficulties.
Are we seeing any more questions there, Rika? I'm disconnected. Mm-hmm. Well, if you want, Rika, you can answer the questions and
yes, I will go with that. What is a better platform to advertise on for a startup, Meta or Google? Difficult question. It is only coming from the fact that Google is still doing the bulls work. So a lot of the traffic and conversions we still see on Google. However, with AI tools such as ChatGPT entering basically and just expanding rapidly, we can see like a downward trend in Google's like primary place in the advertising arena, and at the same time, Meta doesn't face these difficulties. So at the moment, ChatGPT, for example, is not in the same category as Meta. So from this point of view, both of the platforms are great. If there is any limitations on the budget for a startup, definitely I would recommend starting on Meta, because if the company doesn't have brand awareness, then, for example, with an Advantage Plus campaign that we were discussing for a long time now, you can basically launch that is both on top of funnel and bottom funnel. It builds brand awareness. It can get you in case of an e-commerce purchases, in case of any B2B clients leads. So Meta is definitely a great choice, and with the current trends, it's also a safer bet.
Okay, I think that I'm back now. So you were just touching on Bogdan's question there about Meta or Google.
Exactly.
Agree with you. I think Meta is a good starting point. Then again, it really does depend on your business, your budget. I think about when I first started advertising for my business, I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and I hadn't spent a lot of effort in building the brand yet. So that's why I opted actually to start spending on Google, because if I was pushing on Meta, I feel like it's very focused towards, I don't know, you need to have a stronger brand. It's quite a aesthetic platform. It's social media. So I would rather focus on Google, people that are searching dog collar or leather dog collar that they need. I want my ads to be showing up for those people who have search intent. So I went for a different strategy there, but it definitely highlights that it really depends on your own situation, not just the budget, but also where your brand is at that point. Like, yes, you're a startup, but have you invested in the resources that you're advertising? So there's a lot of variables. So I hate that we couldn't give a very clear answer. But yeah, hopefully it's given you a bit of advice for your situation.
With the new AI tools, also this branding question starts to ease up, let's say, because through the new creative studio of Meta, even with smaller expertise, you can feed the existing creatives that you have, and you can play around, create new creatives for lower budget as well. And I think this is like the new features of Meta is very good for smaller businesses and startups to scale up when they don't have the resources for it.
Mm-hmm. Great. Does anyone have any other questions? I know we're just coming up to time now. If you have a question that you think of in about 20, 30 minutes time, feel free to shoot us through an email. You can email us at team@scaledon.com, and we'll jump on whatever questions that you have. If you don't have any questions, please join us for our next Q&A session. So our next session's in 2 weeks, and that'll be the SEO session after that. So thank you everyone for attending and joining our live session.
Thank you for your questions.